All right, what's up, Strong Life Crew? Thursday morning. It is the 23rd. This is the last class that will be just online. So tomorrow we're back in the gym. We'll be doing Zoom as well, but just know the gym, the regular class times will pick back up tomorrow, and then next week will be business as usual if we're still allowed to meet in the gym, which I heard, just some things have been changing in terms of some of the recommendations in Kentucky. So we'll keep a pulse on that and be communicating with you all about all those things. So today we have a skill session. Is my head cut off here? No. We have a skill session where we're going to be practicing getting to and from the ground. And so what that'll look like is either using a chair or some type of table or something along those lines for assistance. And we're going to be playing around with getting to and from the ground in multiple ways, whether you're doing it without your right arm, for example, and then we'll go down and come back up. And then we may take away your left leg and try and troubleshoot there. We try and do that because we want you to be able to think critically about how you could get to the ground and up from the ground without all four limbs, because sometimes you may have a shoulder that's really painful, or you may have some type of injury where it makes it really tough to really use that arm or that leg. So we want to make sure we're prepared for that. And it's also just a good exercise in general. So we'll be troubleshooting that, going through that skill session. And then after that, we have an 8-minute AMRAP, as many rounds or reps as possible. So we'll start with 4 up downs. What that will look like is once we warm up that forward transfer, getting to and from the ground, and up down is basically going from standing, hands overhead, to basically the top of a push-up position, like this, where I'm straight, and then I stand back up and put my hands overhead. So if you are not comfortable going to the ground, you will just go to an elevated surface like a couch or something along those lines. So that's how we will modify that. Then we have 8 dips. So with the floor transfers, we're probably going to have some type of surface around. For me, I've got this chair, and we'll do a dip where I put my hands right here, and I step my feet out as far as I'm able. And remember, the further your feet are out, the harder this is going to be. So if I'm right here doing a dip, that's much easier than if my feet are all the way out than trying to do that dip. We will have 8 of those. So 4 up and downs, 8 dips. Then we have 16 mountain climbers. A mountain climber is where you're in that push-up position, whether on the floor or an elevated surface, and you're trying to bring your knee up to your elbow, and you're trying to switch at once. Now, if that's tough, you can step 1 foot back between the other foot forward. But you really want to try and get that knee as close to your arm as possible, so really try and get that thing up. And then last but not least, we have heel-toe walking. So this is where I'll just use this platform here. We'll go just the length of your room, heel to toe, not trying to go fast, but you want to be controlled. And then we'll keep facing that direction and go backwards. If you have some type of line, which right here I've got these rubber mats, I've got a nice line I could follow. I want you to try and do that as well at home. And that'll be the Metcon. That'll be 8 minutes of an AMRAP. All right, let me see. Good. All right, Becky, I'm in North Carolina right now. I'm in a place called Bald Head Island, and it's Megan, my wife, grew up going here. And so it's kind of off the coast of Wilmington, and there's nothing but golf carts. There's no cars except for like the utility trucks, but you just drive golf carts around. It's hardly, there's a lot of houses, but it's not developed, and it's very quiet and peaceful. So this has been a pretty solid week. We got the whole crew down here, and Lucy loves the ocean, so that was good. All right, so getting to and from the ground. All right, so let's go ahead. We'll warm up the arms. Let's go ahead and do your Michael Phelps wing flaps. Let's do about 10 of them. I saw yesterday was rocking. Jeff sent me a picture. I think 10 people in the gym and then 2 on Zoom. That's pretty crazy. All right, now take your hands, try to go up and then as far back as you can, trying to work the shoulders out. Do about 10 of those. All right, now alternate. So one arm is going up, another's going back. I'm just trying to go as quickly as you can, but make it comfortable. Good. All right. Now make your way over to a table, elevated surface of some sort. I'm gonna use this railing here. Let's go do 10 push-ups. Just make it a variation that you can do 10. So don't take your feet too far out. Remember, we're trying to keep our elbows nice and close to our body. So we'll do 10 push-ups. I see my wife right now dragging the beach cart out on the beach. That's a miserable job. That's usually my job. She's having to do it right now. Okay, and then last but not least for this warm-up piece, take a long step back and try and get your knee as close to the ground as possible. You can use a hand support if you want to, but a big step, like a reverse lunge, and then come forward. Let's do 5 on each side. Just as long as you can, trying to get that knee nice and low. All right. Once you're done with that, let's go back to the arm swing. So one arm is up, the other one's back. All right, push-ups, 10 push-ups, elevated. Make sure your butt's not sticking up too high or too low. All right, lunges, 5 on each side. Step back as far as you can. Try and get that knee as low as you're able to go. Okay. How we doing? Getting warmed up? I guess the good thing about the beach is I'm warmed up before I even do anything. I'm already sweating profusely. Okay, let's start to work on these floor transfers. Like I said at the beginning, have something to hold on to. If getting to the ground does not feel very enjoyable right now, then we're going to want to use an elevated surface like a bed. We could also use a couch. We can play around with that. Just think, we don't have to go all the way to the ground. We can go to an elevated surface, and that can make this a little more enjoyable. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to be able to use all of our limbs, and we're going to try and go from standing to our bellies to standing. All right, so if we're going to the ground, you're going all the way to the ground. Whether it's a couch or bed, you're just going to go to that couch or bed. All right, so here's some options that we can do. If you know you can get to the ground without furniture, then go ahead and do what you normally do. Basically a burpee for a lot of us. It's where you can get your hands down, step your feet back, or jump them back, and then get your hands on or knees on the ground, belly on the ground, and then you just reverse those options. You could also do the same thing, hold on to something, where you can use that to get back and get your knees on the ground, and then you could go and get your belly on the ground, come back up. Or I could just go to the couch or a bed to my belly and then come back up. Or if you use that elevated surface, you may just step back and get as horizontal as you can and then come back up. So we got some options. Go ahead and do 2 full standing to getting on your belly and back up. Do 2 of those. All right. Good. Awesome. Now I saw Kim has a good setup there. She's got a chair. She's holding on to that. She also, when she got down, she kind of got down in that lunge position. This lunge position is really good because you can have a hand here on this outside leg and a hand here on this chair. And you can push into both and get your foot underneath you, and then you can stand up a little easier. So that's a great, lots of hand holds that can really help out. Okay, now we're going to play around with removing some of our limbs, okay? So bear with me. We're going to do a transfer where we take away the right arm. All right, so technically you cannot use the right arm. So for me, I may go down like this and then do a lunge step and then go to my side and then get on my belly and then come back up like that. Once you're done with that, take away, you get your left arm back, take away your right arm, do the transfer. And then you get both your hands, take away your left leg, stand back up. You get your left leg again and take away your right. So you're doing 4 transfers each time you're taking away one limb. All right, make sure your furniture is close and obviously use whatever you need to. If you can't do it with only one arm, use both. That's perfectly fine. If you're not going to the ground, go to that elevated surface, whether it's a couch or a bed. And I'll watch and see how things are going here. Yeah, good work, Kim. Good work, y'all. I think Rona's in the front room on her couch. I'm a guess. Good work. So 4 total transfers. All right. Once you're done with those 4, go ahead and stand up and come back to your computer. And Rona, would you mind tilting yours down so I can see your couch or the front room? Okay, so we've gone from standing to our bellies to standing, doing taking away one limb at a time. Now we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to go to our back. All right, going to our back. Now, this could be as simple as doing the same thing that you just did, but then just rolling onto your back once you're down and then coming, rolling back onto your belly. Or you can play around with this and maybe, use a chair. Sit down here. Maybe get your hand on the ground and then go your back. Roll, trying to come up. This is the tough one, where you try and get your butt up like that. Or just do the same thing you just did and roll onto your back and then roll back over. So same thing, 4 transfers, taking away one limb at a time. If it's really difficult to only do with one arm or one leg, just use both, and that's perfectly fine. And then furniture is your friend. Furniture is your friend. Yep. Good work. Let your body tell you, what you can or can't do here. If it's just going from standing to trying to get as horizontal as possible, whether it's on the ground or an elevated surface, that's perfectly fine. We just want you all to get used to getting horizontal and being able to get up from that position in whatever way that you can. Whatever that looks like for you. Good. Once you've done those 4, then walk back up to your computer. Awesome. Now this may seem like a silly activity, but I know for Jeff and I, in our experience of doing home health physical therapy, it's a big deal if someone is not confident in their ability to get to and from the ground. A lot of fear can settle in, and people may not do things that they would normally do, and that can kind of have this snowball effect. So we view this kind of like brushing teeth. We want to try and do this every day, get to the ground and get up from the ground in some way, shape, or form. Good work. All right. Awesome. Good work, y'all. So hopefully, you know, I didn't give too much guidance, but hopefully you can see, okay, I need to have this piece of furniture right here when I get up on my knees or when I get in that lunge position, that you can start to get an idea of what you may need to be able to get up from the ground. And that will suit you well whenever you have to get up from the ground for whatever reason, you know, in your home. All right, good work. Take a drink of water, walk a lap, and then we'll get into this Metcon here, this 8-minute AMRAP. 4 up downs, 8 dips, 16 mountain climbers, 32 heel toe walk. After you get your drink of water and walk around, we'll do one quick warm up round going through this. Good deal. So 8-minute AMRAP. I'll copy and paste this in the chat. There we go. So 8 minutes, as many rounds or reps as possible. AMRAP. 4 up downs. We have 8 dips, which is going to be on some type of chair, elevated surface. We have 16 mountain climbers, which you can have your hands on elevated surface or the ground. And then 32 heel toe walk. Just go the length of your room, going forwards. Keep facing that direction. We're going to go backwards. So let's warm up this stuff right now so you all are pretty comfortable. Let's do the up down. So once again, that's going from standing, go into that push-up position on the ground or an elevated surface. The big thing with this one, keep your feet wide. If you notice, look at the top of my head right here. All right, just kind of look at the level of it. When I'm standing like this, I'm pretty tall. I'm about 6'2". If I get a wide stance, I drop a couple of inches, which doesn't seem like that big of a deal. But when you are going multiple times to the ground and coming up from the ground, you're traveling 2 inches less than what you normally would. And over time, that can make it a little bit easier to do rather than if I was to try and do this standing tall. So get a wide stance outside of your shoulder width, and then just get your hands to the ground, walk them out, and then come back. All right, if you are not going to the ground, what this may look like is getting your hands to the chair, elevated surface, walking your feet back to where your shoulders, your hips, and your feet are all in a straight line. Okay, standing up, hands over top. So let's do 2 of those, 2 up downs. Going to the ground or a chair or some type of elevated surface. Yeah, good. Kim, don't let your butt come down as much. Let's do one more. Let me see it one more time. Just make sure when you come down that your butt doesn't drop too low, doesn't stay up high. It's a nice straight line from my shoulders to the hips and the feet. It's a core exercise. You're also going to feel it in your arms after you do about 4 of them. Yeah, there we go. Good. So after up and downs, we have our dips. I'm going to use this chair right here. Play around. We're going to do 4 dips. Do 4 where your feet are really close to you, and you'll feel, oh, that may be pretty easy for you. If that's easy, go out a little bit, get your feet further away, and then your arms will have to work a little harder. So get 4 dips in and pick your variation. We'll be doing 8 total in the workout. Good. Good deal. Make sure whatever you're pushing against is nice and stable and it doesn't slide out. So if it's against a wall or something like that, that would be preferable. All right, after that, we have our mountain climbers. So this will be either on the ground or on an elevated surface. What that's going to look like is I'm trying to get my feet as close to my arms as possible. I'm trying to switch them at the same time. If that's tough, just stepping back one at a time. All right, if you want to go to an elevated surface, it'll look like this. Where I get one foot forward, one foot back, but you still want to try it and do a little hop. Switch it. All right, do 8 of those. So 4 on each side of a mountain climber. Good. We'll be doing 16 total. So that'll be 8 on each side in the workout. And then last but not least, heel toe, walking forward and walking backwards. So just go the length of your room. Use your hands for balance, have them out. Nice and controlled. Heel goes in front of toe. Go the length of your room, and then you're going to do the same thing, but going backwards. Try and follow a line. If you have one in your room, whether it's on a rug or maybe you got hardwood floors, follow the line of the hardwood, just so you make sure that you're going straight. And be careful of any rugs or anything like that. Good. So with this workout, you know, we have different intent for each workout. You know, there's different things we want to focus on. Today for you all, what this workout is going to do is basically get your heart rate up with the up downs, the dips, and the mountain climbers. And then you have to do something that really challenges your balance and your focus. And that's intentional. We want to ramp the heart rate up and see how you perform with the activity that really requires a lot of your attention and focus and your balance capacity under fatigue, because that's the real world, right? We want our balance when we're nice and rested and you know, just casually walking, but we also want to make sure our balance is good when we're huffing and puffing and when we're tired or we're on a really long walk or a trip. So with that being said, ramp it up for these up downs, the dips, the mountain climbers, get your heart rate up, and then take a deep breath, stay focused, and then crush those heel toe walks, making sure that you're not trying to rush through them, that I would rather you make sure that you get your heel and toe right behind each other than you just kind of walking fast with your feet kind of narrow, if that makes sense. So really the goal of this is that you're practicing that heel toe walk under fatigue or under the conditions of your heart rate pounding and your huffing and puffing. All right, and you may not feel that the first round, but the second round you definitely will. All right. All right, grab a drink of water. Get to your up down area. I got a real fancy timer. I don't have my app, so we're gonna use the good old Timex Ironman. Best $30 I've ever spent. Once again, 4 up downs, 8 dips, 16 mountain climbers, and then down and back with that heel toe walk. Go fast through the up downs, dips, and mountain climbers, and then really try and focus on your balance with the heel toe walk. 8-minute AMRAP. All right, 3, 2, 1, go. 4 up downs. Make sure you got that wide stance. Get your hands above your head once you go standing. Four. Okay, 8 dips after that. You can make this harder or easier based on your foot position. All right, after your dips, then we have our mountain climbers. Try and get that knee close to your arm. All right, after our mountain climbers, good work everyone, then we have our heel toe walk. Take a deep breath, pick a line, make sure your heels touching your toes. Really challenging your balance. Don't let too much. We're walking forward, and we're walking backwards in that same line. Good. Good work, everybody. We are 2 minutes in. 2 minutes in. We have 6 minutes left. Back to the up downs. 4 of them. After the up downs, do our dips. Try and keep that same foot position for your dips the whole time. After dips, mountain climbers. Heel toe walk. The second heel toe walk is going to be a little more challenging. It'll be a little more tired. Deep breaths, low focus. If it helps, think of keeping your knees very slightly bent as you're doing the tightrope walk. Don't want to be too stiff-legged. Good. Yeah, good work, everybody. Those dips look good, Rona. Yeah, that's solid. Solid. Y'all are halfway. We got 4 minutes left. 4 minutes left. Over the hump. Keep it up. Really keep your pace through the up, downs, and dips, and mountain climbers. Try and really get your heart rate up. And you slow it down for the tightrope. Good work, everybody. Keep it up. The tightrope walk is getting really challenging with the fatigue. Spread your feet a little bit. Just make it as challenging as possible. When I would do these in physical therapy, I would have walking sticks on one hand or 2 hands to let people hold on to. That's another option too. Okay, we have 2 minutes left. 2 minutes left. 4. All right. Dips. Try and keep that same foot position with the dips. We have 1 minute left. 1 minute. Good work. 30 seconds. 30 seconds. Keep moving. Keep it going, y'all. That's it, Kim. Good job. So good dips. Good work, Becky. All right, keep it going. 5, 3, 2, 1. Stop. Done. Good work. Good work. Grab a drink of water. Do a couple laps. Cheers, y'all. Good work, everybody. We'll do some stretches. Make sure we stretch your triceps, back of your arms, and dips. Really target that area. Do not be surprised if you're sore tomorrow back there, or your pecs as well, because your pecs are helping out with that movement. Let's do one more down and back, and then we'll start stretching. Good work. I hope y'all were able to push the pace on those first 3 exercises, and then kind of take a deep breath, slow down for the heel toe walking. All right, so first thing, arm's going to be overhead. Try and get into this position, and then you can pull. Grab your elbow with the other arm if you're able. You can pull a little more, and you'll probably feel that all throughout here. You can keep walking around. Okay, good. 5 wing flaps. 5, and then switch it. So you do the other arm. All right, 5 wing flaps. 4, 5, and then take one arm across your body. Come up underneath with the other arm, and we'll stretch that. Yep, there we go. Keep walking around. Let that heart rate come down. You probably felt today wasn't as much of a exhausting workout in the sense of the huffing and puffing and getting your heart rate up too high. Good, switch it. And that's perfectly fine. The last thing we want to do is just do super hard workouts where we're huffing and puffing every single day. We want to switch it up, increase scenarios where we have to really focus, and that may not be getting your heart rate up that high. And that's perfectly fine. You're still going to benefit from it. Good. Let's get a wide stance. All right. Now reach down to the right. Okay, good to go. Go to the left. So once again, tomorrow we're back in the gym, Friday. Friday's always a big day. If y'all are able to make it, that'd be great. Go in the middle. Next week will all be 10:30. Unless I hear some crazy news from Maximus, but we get to go every day. We've been pretty isolated here and haven't gone out. There's only like one restaurant on this place. We haven't been going out, so I've been thinking about y'all as I've interacted with the family in the house, and that's it. So I won't be bringing anything back with me. All I have to say. So say goodbye to the ocean. Gonna get a good last day here. So good workout. I will see you all on Monday. Thanks for hanging with me. Appreciate it.